But you can control it. And one of the major controls for periodontal disease is flossing.
I think another thing that you can do for your children too, once they've reached the school age years, is really try to control what you put in their lunch. Reduce the amount of sugary substances that you put in their food. Send them with carrots, send them with apple slices. Prepare a little, oral health kit with maybe a small toothbrush, a small tube of toothpaste. Something that you can pack in their backpack that they can use, after lunch to go and brush and or floss. And if you can get that and promote that, it's a great idea as well.
I remember growing up, my lunches, and my kids now is a little bit different. Now it's all about the quick little Lunchables that people do. I mean, but also, I grew up in a home until we actually started caring about weight, where once every other day, there'd be the stack of flour tortillas that were made, and we sit there with butter and eat them up. And
Kool-Aid, Coca-Cola.
No, I didn't do Kool-Aid. I mean,
that's Kool-Aid when you're
that's
too
a rich
young.
man. That's a rich man.
Hey, Kool-Aid.
Lots of sugars.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we've got to start making people realize is how
I've
bad
seen
sugar.
like sippy cups really ruin children's teeth also, huh?
Well,
What is the
thing,
ages of
if I don't get
whatever.
anything else across to your newborn mothers now, please don't put your baby to bed with a bottle. And please don't give them juice in a bottle unless you're going to clean their teeth up afterwards.
Right.
Really?
That's one of the worst things you can do.
Don't put a baby to bed with a bottle?
No.
Why not?
Unless it's water.
Unless it's water.
Okay.
Because the milk will sit on their teeth and their gums. And that's a
they'll get
perfect
fluid in
breeding
their
ground.
ears, right?
Perfect breeding ground for bacteria.
Really? Oh, well, my kids they're still okay so far.
What about this? Is
I'll
not
blame my
about
wife.
the kids. This is the adults. Those teeth whiteners and the people that sit and do all that stuff through the teeth. Is that healthy? Or can
It does not hurt the teeth.
Degree, right.
You have to realize is that when a tooth, if you look at it under a microscope, it's got all these little tubules in it. And food, coffee stains don't get into those tubules. So basically what's happening is that and believe me, this is a greatly simplification, but what happens is the stuff gets into those little grooves, the organic material, and what bleaching does is actually remove the organic material that's there and gives you the white-looking teeth.
Yeah, we do it. It works. Yeah.
What's that?
It works. Yeah.
It works very nicely.
Yeah.
But does
And
it damage your teeth?
it does not damage the
No.
teeth in any way.
Oh, okay. Because I was under the impression that it would like soften up your teeth and it
No.
damaged it. And
What about spending 99 cents at the dollar store for a toothbrush or $7 for a toothbrush? Does it make a difference?
The only thing I advise my patients is get a soft toothbrush.
Soft.
Please
I always
get,
get the
please
hard
get,
firm. Yeah.
please get a soft toothbrush.
so those $200 fancy toothbrushes.
The electronic
The,
ones.
the rotary type toothbrushes do an excellent job. But-
And I'm not pitching any.
No, that's the reason
specific-
I started to say a name and backed off.
Yeah, no. It's just my main point is you see so many options. I mean, you go down to the stores and you see, from 99-cent toothbrushes to super expensive, fancy ordered, toothbrushes.
Well, let me tell you something. If you use a good soft toothbrush and you brush your teeth correctly, it doesn't matter what kind of toothbrush you're using. I'm saying that, but I wouldn't want you to use the hard because it's just too hard on the teeth and on the gums, okay? Toothpaste is another thing I'm always asked about. If you brush your teeth correctly, and the secret here is brushing your teeth correctly. If you brush your teeth correctly, you can do a fine job with just water.
Okay, so now's the question. What's correctly? Is that the little 30-second hurry up and go to bed?
Well, they did a study not too long ago, and in the study, they had people brush for as long as they would normally brush. Now, people are in a study here, so they're going to put a little extra into it. The average time of brushing, and remember, they're being watched, the average time of brushing was 20 seconds.
Wow.
The longest was 46 seconds.
Okay. What should it be?
Whatever it takes to get your mouth clean. Normally, what I try to get my patients to do is to get one of those little egg timers. You flip it over and you brush till it's empty, which is about 3 minutes.
And some of the electric toothbrushes have timers on them.
Yes.
Like mine has a 2-minute timer. So
Yeah,
that's kind of nice.
I'm in the funeral business, and I've seen people die of bad teeth or dental. Yeah,
Well, and there again,
it gets
the
into their
infection.
sepsis
bloodstream.
and the blood and everything.
There
such
again,
as that.
infection. The body's connected to the mouth is connected to the rest of the body. If you've got an infection here, that infection is going through the body. So, septics happens all the time.
So let's talk about some cultural practices, because in my family, I think I've done just about all of it. We wait until it really, really, really hurts, like really hurts, and then if the pain goes away, maybe it went away by itself, and then we probably end up going down to the valley or to the border and going to the dentist across the border because it's cheaper. It's just the reality of things. People go down there and they get it done. They need dentures, they need whatever. They don't want to do it here because it's really just a lack of knowledge, or they get a quote, because I've been to places where you walk in, you get a 2-minute, review by a dental assistant, and then they come back with this proposal of $7,000. You go to another place and it comes out being like $300.
I will tell you, as far as the dentistry in Mexico, some of the best dentistry I've ever seen has come out of Mexico. Some of the worst dentistry I've ever seen has also come out of Mexico. It all depends on who you go to.
Okay. And what about here? What is the right way for someone to find a dentist? Because, that experience that I just told you about, walking in one dental office and getting a $7,000 proposal, and then going the very next day to a different dental office and getting a $300 proposal, I lived it personally. And I'm as Americanized as you can get. So I'm like, what?
Don't drive up in a Mercedes.
I didn't have it then. Shoot, I had a pickup truck.
You can call the Greater Houston Dental Society. They will certainly give you recommendations, and they know who's got complaints. And I call the Better Business Bureau. They know who's got complaints. Those are two good resources that you can
Which
use.
one were they again?
The Greater Houston Dental Society
Greater Houston Dental Society.
and the Better Business Bureau.
Okay.
And ultimately, you got to ask, are you a licensed dentist? That's
Yes.
very important.
That's a good question.
Maybe inexpensive prices may not always be the best. Competitive price, I guess you would say. Let me ask, cosmetic surgery. What type of impact has it has? Because I've seen, they show the before and it's like, oh, scary Mary. And then they show this beautiful mouth of teeth afterward. The abuse, anyway, I'll just have implants, or what do you call them? What do you call those?
Veneers.
Veneers.
Yeah.
That's expensive. Those
Very
veneers are
expensive.
expensive. So people, do they say, oh, I can always get that fixed?
Well, of course, I'm bad first talking about veneers because I was one of the pioneers in veneers.
Okay.
and I think veneers are great. They are cosmetic. If you're interested in having a very pleasant smile, then you can certainly create it with veneers.
I have veneers.
Okay. Beautiful smile.
Thanks.
Implants.
I don't have veneers.
Yeah, pretty
Yes,
teeth.
yes,
Thank
they
you.
are pretty.
Implants are a different story. If you've got a tooth that's missing, first of all, you have to realize when a tooth is missing, it's not just that tooth that's affected.
That's right.
Every tooth in the head is affected. Think of your arch like a stone arch. If I pull out a stone, what's going to happen to the arch? Now you've got two arches, and they're both dependent on that one stone. When you pull that stone out, both arches are affected. So I see people that'll come in, it's had a tooth taken out, and their teeth have done this, and it's closed the space, so they're happy. What they don't know is now they have put two of our teeth in danger of having to be extracted. So the implant comes in where you've got a patient that's got two good teeth. And to do a bridge, I'm going to have to cut two good teeth,
That's right.
crown the two good teeth, and put a dummy tooth in between. Essentially, that's what a bridge is. With an implant, you can go in and you drop the implant into the empty space and you build a crown on it, and your two good teeth are never touched. More and more, we're finding that the implant is replacing the bridge because people don't want good teeth cut to do a bridge. And they are very, very, very effective.
Now, you represent the insurance component
I do.
of the dental industry.
I do.
You're a very popular person, huh?
So
Talk
to
to us
speak.
about that.
Well, just from the dental insurance perspective, you know, we were talking a little bit about toothbrushes, and you know, I've been with Delta Dental for 18 years, and we do giveaways at all of our open enrollment meetings, and we always give away a toothbrush all the time, and we always give away a soft toothbrush. Well, my children were raised on Delta Dental toothbrushes, the soft toothbrush. They weren't raised on the electronic toothbrush and so on and so forth. So, you know, and my children have great teeth. You know, they've also been taken to the dentist every 6 months for their cleanings, which is the vitally important to your overall health. From an insurance perspective, it's ironic how a lot of people, you know, maybe 10 or 15% of people that actually do have a dental plan don't even use their maximum that they get on an annual basis. So it's a small amount of people that
Is
even
it
use
'cause
their
they're
maximum.
afraid of the dentist? I don't understand being afraid of the dentist. I've never understood that.
Well, you got to think back 50 years ago. We didn't have any of the things that we have today to work with. We didn't have the anesthetics. We had nitrous oxide, but we didn't use it like we use it today. If you don't mind, I would like to change courses here just a little bit because I've got something that's dear and sweet to my heart that I would like to bring out.
Sure.
One of the things that all dentists should be doing when you come in for an exam is doing an oral cancer screening.
Cancer screening, wow.
And what people don't realize is how prevalent oral cancer is. It is slightly less in mortality to skin cancer. Excuse me.
Go ahead, finish it. We'll go get it on the call right now.
We're slightly more. There's slightly more people. Slightly less people die from skin cancer. Let me get this right. More people die from skin cancer than from oral cancer, but more people die from oral cancer than they do cervix cancer.
Wow.
Interesting.
So it is very, very interesting that, you know, it's very important when you go in that your dentist is actually looking in your mouth and looking for the lesions. I find at least one lesion a month that is suspicious. And of those one lesions a month, one every 3 months is going to have, all of those are going to be biopsied, but at least one of those will end up going to the dental center for treatment.
Very interesting. We have a caller on the line. Brandon, you're live on the air. Do you have a question?
Yes, I was actually calling to find out if you have any recommendations for bad breath. I actually use a product, I can't name it, but it claims to basically work instantly on bad breath, but it's really expensive. And what this doctor talks about is the bacteria in the back of the tongue. So what might they recommend? Because this is a really expensive product, and I would love to save some money, especially in this economy.
Absolutely. Doctor? Anyone?
Any mouthwash that you use essentially is gone within an hour. The bacteria will come back to their state. The best answer I can give you is to keep a good, clean mouth.
Brush your tongue.
Brushing your tongue, brush your teeth,
Roof
brush
of
your
your mouth.
palate, brush your gingiva, keep your mouth clean.
So is it the
Floss.
foods that you're putting into your body is causing the bad breath? What is the true cause?
Well,
of it?
there are two different ways that you get bad breath. There are foods like, there are different ones like onions and garlic and things that we love and give food
Not
good
me.
taste. Things that give food a good taste. Those obviously, that's more of an intestinal problem, and then you're not going to control that with your mouth. But the others is food that is in the grooves in your tongue or in around your teeth. That
Rotten teeth. Bad teeth
but
also, right?
bad teeth will cause it also. In fact, gingivitis will cause it. So, but the mouthwash, to answer the gentleman's question, the mouthwash is really good for about an hour.
Right, no matter how expensive it is.
no matter how expensive it is.
Wow.
I think that you're a dental hygienist, is that correct?
No, I'm actually the marketing. I
Oh,
was
marketing.
an assistant at one
Oh,
point,
okay.
but I do marketing now.
Well, that's a good time because how do we, in the dental world, how are we able, or how is the industry addressing the cultural differences in marketing? Because it's just talk about the reality of things. And one thing is to gain more customers, but the other thing is actually helping people, and that's the main goal of the show. We want our audience to understand that culturally it's okay to go to the dentist. Because I grew up to where I only went to the dentist when I had to. I said it before. So I don't know about you. You
Yeah,
probably
we
grew
went
up.
to the dentist.
You did?
Yeah, oh yeah, still, yeah.
Okay, not me. So, it's one of those things that it's not something that you go to. There's a conversation. It's like, I won't go to the doctor because he's going to find something wrong with me.
Well, I
The
think-
same thing with a dentist.
In today's society, I think there's such a wellness push.
Right.
And part of wellness is getting your teeth clean regularly, flossing your teeth regularly. There's such an overall health related to your oral health. Your oral health and the overall health of your body is connected. And so, I think good oral hygiene is definitely important, getting your teeth cleaned. And if you use your preventive benefits, and if you don't have those, at least if you go and get your cleanings, you're less likely to have more costly restorative things, happen to you. If you get your teeth cleaned regularly, then it's less likely.
So how much
Prevention.
should, in average, how much should a cleaning run?
That I can't answer because I don't get involved in that part.
You just make it happen.
I just make it happen.
I'm asking this because there's a lot of children out there that are on CHIP and Medicaid, and they have all kinds of other services. Here in the state of Texas, there was I guess now that there's been a big crackdown on children getting braces. The big expose that was happening, I don't know if you saw that or not, and it was a big deal, and it's impacting a lot of families. I'm in the insurance business, but on the other side of a different type. And parents are really afraid of the fact that they've been going to the same dentist over and over again. All of a sudden, they say you can't go back anymore because they don't qualify anymore because they've lost something. Do y'all know anything of what's going on with that?
I know with Medicaid, there's something going on with ortho that they're just not paying like they used to.
Okay. So there's been some changes to the
Right,
rules.
there's been changes to the rules, definitely.
So where can someone get more educated? Because what's happening is a lot of doesn't matter what language they speak, they're just lost. They're going to their doctors and they're just getting stopped. They don't know where to turn to.
Right.
Do you have any ideas? Should they go to the state, the CHIP, Medicaid?
For children, yeah, I would go start there. I would start with the state
Right. Okay.
and the CHIP
Well,
program.
the biggest thing
We
is
get
to-
off the program, I'll give you a phone number you can call and set up somebody for an interview.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. No, because those are things, and I'm not. This isn't about what should they pay, what shouldn't they pay, because every doctor is different, of course.
Right.
The main thing is how can we help the people watching out there with children, and all of a sudden they were going to the dentist, getting things taken care of, and all of a sudden it's just like from one day to the next you got told, sorry, we can't help you anymore, and that's happened quite a bit, right? Okay.
Well, I've seen the Medicaid program up and down over the years.
Yes.
So right now we're in a valley.
Exactly.
6 years from now it may be everybody's covered. It's I've seen it all over the place.
Okay.
I think that people, they don't take care of the teeth. It could almost one day cost them an opportunity at a job. I mean, I've made a decision
Sure.
on hiring someone based on they've had
Their
bad teeth
appearance,
and
sure.
maybe dealing with the public and what have you. And I had a young man who worked for me, and I knew he had problems with his teeth because he had just consistent bad breath. And I would tell him, you need to go to the dentist. You need to go to the dentist. It's not a breath, you've got some type of problem in your mouth. You go to the dentist. And when you deal with the public, that's the first thing you see on someone. You see their mouth,
Absolutely.
And people run around with a designer handbag with bad teeth.
Well, there's a saying in dentistry is not expensive, neglect is expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
You come in every 3 to 6 months to get your cleanings and get your teeth checked, and if you got a minor cavity, get it fixed. It's when you put them off, and then you start talking about root canals, or implants, or bridges. That's when it starts getting expensive.
Yes, I know.
So prevention is
Personally.
the key.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
And what are you doing as far as marketing to the Hispanic community? You want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, we market through a lot of parties and health fairs. A lot of insurance companies invite us to come along and help educate their clients. And then with our company, we do a lot of parties, and we have a concert called Troubadour Tuesday, and we invite people out. And if they're interested, we can give them information about our offices. We have 8 locations in Texas, 7 of them here in Houston. And we have all specialties. We have orthodontics, we have endodontics, we have periodontics, and oral surgery, all in under one roof. And so they can have one-stop shopping.
And I understand that y'all partnered up with HISD. There'll be some educational seminars going on with HISD. There's a thing called Ratoncito Perez. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, they're our mascot, and
Okay.
we've actually, Delta Dental has started a Hispanic initiative as well, and I've had the opportunity to be part of the Hispanic Women in Leadership
Oh, really?
Conference and Awards, and we actually were able to award a $1,000 scholarship to the recipient just last week. So that's something that we've kind of been doing to promote an Hispanic initiative in the marketplace. It's pretty big in Houston right now. We started that initiative out in Georgia. We did some in Florida, and now we're moving into Houston, and we're going to be doing it statewide. And our mascot is,
I think that's
Latino
important because I think it's important for the community to understand that you provide a service, but also you invest in the community.
Right,
Exactly.
So it's a win-win.
exactly.
So the biggest thing we have to remember is the 2 organizations. One is the Better Business Bureau. The second one was the Greater Houston
Dental Society.
Greater Houston Dental Society. If you have any questions about the dentist and the services you're being provided, you want to get some more information. You said cancer lesions in the mouth,
Right.
dental cancer.
Yes.
So if they
Oral,
don't
oral cancer.
oral cancer, if your dentist doesn't offer it, ask for it.
Right. But it's almost all dentists now will do it.
It should be part of the routine
Yeah, it's
visit.
just part of a routine exam now.
Comprehensive exam.
So what should be the basics in a routine exam? Because the truth is, for those that aren't connected to that or don't understand, they don't know what they're getting. They just know they're going to get a cleaning or a deep cleaning, and all of a sudden the price goes into whatever.
The first thing we're going to do when you come in is we're going to take x-rays. And then I will come in our office, I would come in and do an exam. I'm going to look for cavities. Then I'm going to look for the gum problems. And then I'm going to do a cancer screening, usually in that order.
Okay. And how often should you have that cancer screening? Every 6 months, once a year?
In my office, we do it every time we do an exam.
Wow.
And the other thing that we do is a blood pressure every time. As a rear end hits the seat, I want a blood pressure done on it.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised. We're part of a study, a small study of 178 people, and I thought the results were interesting enough that I would bring them here. And then remember, these are going to be adults.
Okay.
Okay. We found 20.1% of those people had cavities. But the
Wow.
interesting thing was 34% of them had gum problems. So to me, that says a world of what we've got to work on.
Okay. So change the diet, lower the amount of lard in the food,
And the sugar.
no
Sugar.
sugars. Eek, what am I going to eat then?
No more Kool-Aid.
Lower the sugars and actually just stay consistent and try to clean and do a little bit
Keep
more,
them good
right?
and clean.
And
Okay.
maintain
Go
that
in.
relationship.
Go in for a
Exactly.
regular checkup.
Go
I
on for-
promise you we're not going to hurt you on a regular checkup.
Okay, fine. I'll go. I appreciate y'all coming on to the show.
Well, thank
We're
you
gonna
for
take a quick
having
break
us.
right now. This was really, really interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys took the time to sit down and visit with us, and I think it's a great time to get the kids on a routine and get
Absolutely.
the information out. I learned something. Cancer screening at a dentist office.
Yeah,
I'd
never
never
knew,
heard of
right?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's proactive right there.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And you're watching Latino Talk TV. We'll be right back. We're taking a quick break.
That was
All right,
very
that was very
informative.
good. And we're back here watching Latino Talk TV. Actually, no, we're not watching. We're in it. Sorry. Okay, the beauties of live TV. Okay, now we have Sonia Lopez.
Rivera.
Rivera. Man, I'm going to get her. Okay, I'm in the doghouse now. Sonia Rivera. And you're hosting a very powerful youth conference. You want to tell us about it?
Yes, I'm very excited. The youth conference is going to be this Saturday from 8 to 3. And it's open to all youth in Harris County, ages 13 to 18, including their parents. We're having free lunch, free breakfast for them. And the whole purpose of the event is to raise awareness of issues that are impacting our youth currently, as well as this year, one of our secondary focuses is civic engagement. We want to talk to the youth and their parents about getting involved in their schools, getting more involved in their community, and then as well as local politics, since that's a big, it is an election year. So
Let the viewers know where and when and what have you.
it's from 8 to 3 at the High School for Law Enforcement, and it's located at 4701 Dixon Street, right off of Shepherd, and it's this Saturday the 15th. They can contact me at 832-790-9140 if they have more questions.
How many people are you expecting?
We're expecting about 700,
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a big crowd.
What's the age
Hopefully.
range?
13 to 18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really diverse. We say it's open to youth, all youth in Harris County, but anybody that wants to attend. It's not restricted to Harris County youth. So I know we have some kids coming from Fort Bend, from Alief ISD. And I do have to say we're co-hosting it with Councilman Ed Gonzalez. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
partnering up with us.
That's good.
Yeah,
Good.
this is our second year.
Where's it? No, I'm just messing. Okay, so is there a website that we can go to?
www.youthgenesisconsulting.com.
Okay, but this is a nonprofit side of things, right?
It is in collaboration with our nonprofit, YGC Inc.
Okay, and then Councilmember Gonzalez's office and everything else. Okay.
Right.
That's in District H?
District H, yes.
That's good. That's good. So that way when you hear people say, well, what do your council members do? They put on, with good
Youth
people like
conferences.
yourself, issues that affect the youth.
Exactly. He's been super supportive. We approached him about it last year, and without hesitation, him and his office have been a great resource for our conference and getting the word out, and just really the planning process and everything. He's very, very involved in his community.
Way to go, Ed.
Right?
I like hearing that. He's a good guy.
Good guy.
Yes, he is. So what's the main objective or what's the main goal or the outcome that you want to get from these kids?
I think this year it's a little different. Last year we focused on health and nutrition, so we focused on the obesity epidemic and among our youth, Hispanic youth. We also did social skills, cyberbullying. We addressed a lot of the social issues that kids are dealing with, especially with the access to social media. We really wanted to educate them on what the pitfalls are. It's called Teen Evolution, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we kind of address all the negative things, but we also want to encourage you to use resources that, social media can be bad, but it's also very positive. One of the things that we see in social media is youth cursing, which was actually one of the reasons that it came about. Was I see a lot of youth cursing on their pages, or just kind of putting a lot of stuff out there that could negatively impact them in the future when they're trying to get jobs or trying to get into colleges, not to mention have legal issues with some of the things that are distributed among text and social media. So that was the focus last year. This year we're still addressing that, re-emphasizing using social media in a positive way. But again, because it is an election year, we do want to encourage youth to become more involved in their schools, in their communities, and as they age out of school and they're old enough to vote, definitely to get more involved in the voting process and getting involved in exercise their civic rights.
You know, on the opening remarks, we talked about what do we need to do. There's a perfect example of what's being done. That collaboration between organization, city council member, and the community wins. And discussion the issues. And, people got to think about the effect that what they type in, that's a written instrument that stays there forever.
Right.
So that's good. That's real good.
But I think this is a great thing you're doing, because reality is when you hire somebody, when I interview somebody, the first thing I go do is I find them on Facebook.
Right, exactly.
And if they're on Facebook and I see all the, what they've done or how they're involved, if it's good, I keep talking to them. But I've actually had some applicants that I saw their Facebook page and I'm like, I don't know if I want this person representing me out there,
Well, that Facebook can be la página del diablo.
And you're talking about civic engagement, and I was having the same discussion at lunch again. We have this conversation in the Latino community based on financial needs and different things that someday we're going to go home. And I think that ties into the civic engagement or the lack of civic engagement in the community, because the children of recent immigrants are living with the conversation that someday they're going to go home. I don't know if you experienced that growing up or not.
Not really. Well, my grandparents talked about going home, but that wasn't limiting us, encouraging us to further our education or to to get involved in our communities. My grandmother was very, very involved in the Hispanic community. Actually, they were immigrants from Mexico, and we worked in the fields. Well, they did, I didn't. They worked in the fields, so in the summer, she was very involved in bringing different resources to the migrant workers. So that's kind of where my involvement came about, just watching her be so involved in the community and bringing things forth. So that wasn't really the case for me. But one of the programs that we focus on with Youth Genesis is dropout prevention. And I do see the I don't want to say desperation, but the lack of knowledge, I guess, is a more accurate statement of the parents on how to access, how to exercise their rights, like what to do, what to say, when is the appropriate time to do it. And with the dropout prevention, unfortunately, I get them after the youth go to court. And I try to work with the parents so that it doesn't happen again. Try to work with them and teaching them what their rights are. But not only that, but how to prevent something like that. What are the proper channels? Many times the kids are sent to me for truancy because of, I don't know, doctor appointments. Maybe they have asthma or they have teen parents, so they really don't know what the channels are. And so it's something sometimes as simple as that, and just teaching the parents to be involved with their schools, but also to be engaged with the school officials, but also teaching them that if that doesn't work, there are other channels that they can follow, and just as well as, educating them on school board elections, something, a little bigger than a little piece of the bigger picture, but educating them on how school elections work and school boards and what they're about. And then take it further, city elections and, this year national elections. So they don't know. I think they really just have a lack of awareness. So I kind of take it upon myself to, when we do the dropout prevention, to add to the existing curriculum.
I like what you said about having the kids there, but the parents also. Because it's only obvious I'm the old guy here between us, but I think the parents have to realize that that it's a different world than when we were their age, right? And have a better understanding, and so I think that's really, really good. And you get a lot of parent participation?
We had some last year. We're promoting it quite a bit heavier this year, so it's always a struggle, but we did have a good group of parents last year that wanted to participate, and we weren't set up to accommodate them. So this year we did make a more a bigger effort to accommodate parents and have parent workshops throughout the day. So they're going to also get education from Fiel is going to do a workshop for the DREAM Act students, and we have some other great speakers that'll be talking to the parents. Parents' Rights and Responsibilities, the School Code of Conduct book. You know, how many of us read it when your kids come home with a code of conduct? And that's exactly the problem. You know, our kids come home with this code of conduct book and we sign it because we have tons of paperwork we have to get in by the next day. And we don't necessarily read it until I've been guilty of it myself until there's an issue. Then I'm flipping through the book trying to find, you know, the how to address this issue.
Call Johnny Mata.
There you go. It's actually in the
Johnny's
book.
done a lot
you know.
good for the community.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
It's actually in the book, though. You know, it's so easy, and we just have to really take that time to read it. So we're going to have an entire workshop dedicated to the code of conduct in schools.
In HISD?
Mm-hmm. HISD as well as Pasadena. They're pretty general. They're pretty much the same.
Okay. I'm excited to see how it turns out. So once again, give it the information. It's going to be at law enforcement.
High School for Law Enforcement this Saturday from 8 to 3 p.m. It's free to all youth, ages 13 to 18.
The phone
Parents-
number, one more time.
Parents are welcome. Phone number is 832-790-9140.
And I think we need to send our hats out to the council member, District H,
Yes.
because time and time again, you hear people always saying the negative. Well, what do they do? Well, what do they care? Well, and there it is. There's a point of view that what impact they're providing to the service they're providing. So get involved, right?
That's it. Get involved. There's nothing else you can do. Okay. I think we have one more thing that we have to cover. That was really interesting. I'm really looking forward to the conference. But now, the last part. We have the
NHPO Gala.
We have a gala coming up. NHPO is having it's National Hispanic Professional Organization. It's a nonprofit organization.
Yes, it is.
The funds will be used for.
The funds will be allocated to different programs that we have, such as the Leadership Institute, which is a leadership development institute for professionals, and it will also be dispersed throughout the youth group. We also have a youth leadership group, which is similar to the Adult Institute, but it's geared towards high school students.
Okay. And when
Give
is
us the information.
The gala is September 29th at the Omni Hotel Galleria for Riverway Plaza. I memorized that. My contact information is 832, again, 790-9140. If anybody wants to purchase tickets, they can reach me. It is an excellent event. It's our ninth year. And we're having a masquerade ball theme. So last year we did a masquerade ball and it was a lot of fun. Gentlemen dressed up in masks and so did the women. I was pleasantly surprised. It was a lot of fun. We have, it starts at 6 to 1 p.m. So
1 a.m.
I remember the
1
first gala, the very first gala. And it's hard to believe that it's been 9 years. This is the 9th one.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, the first one at the Hyatt downtown. And you folks that are out there listening, if you're not a member of the NHPO, become a member. Go find out what it's about. It's a great organization. All the programs and services that they provide also. And I mean, you talked on it earlier. What do we need to do? Go tailgate? Go to the gala. Go get involved, meet people, network, and get to meet the people that are making a difference in our community.
It's grown exponentially. I mean, the organization has grown exponentially in the last 9 years, and I'm really proud to be a member. And I encourage everybody to get involved, as you said. And I always tell everybody, you get out of it what you put into it. The more time and energy you put into developing your network, the more you're going to get out of it. I've started my business as a member of NHPO. I've grown my business as a member of NHPO, and it's just what you put into it. If you put that time and effort into building your network and building your contact base, and the conference came about through different contacts that I made with NHPO. So it's put together completely. I have no budget to do the conference. It's put together completely by professionals and organizations that most of whom I've met through NHPO. So
That's awesome.
Jose, I can tell you just to see the way NHPO has grown. And like I said, 9 years ago, I mean, The first gala, I tell you, and what a good fun, people get up there and dance and enjoy themselves. There's tacos afterward. Hey, what else can you ask for? Don't tell the dentist that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And really, all the proceeds go back to a good, positive cause, right?
It's all to, yeah, exactly. It benefits the youth and the leadership in our communities, back into, again, raising awareness on civic engagement, developing professionals so that we can plug in people into different executive positions and boards and throughout Harris County and beyond,
Who are they recognizing this year?
Well, it's a secret. You have to attend the gala.
Well, there's got to be a short list.
There is a short list, but you have to attend the gala to find
that's
out.
good.
So-
Find the
That's
short
awesome.
list.
Yeah.
Okay, and really, speaking on the last part about your networking, it's easy to attend a networking event. It's not easy to build a network. Build that relationship and stay in integrity and actually follow through what you're going to do. It's a lot of work, right?
Hey, carry a bunch of cards. Don't be afraid to walk to someone you don't know. Sit at a table with people you don't know and meet people. I mean, I tell you what, I can't say enough about the NHPO. The membership, the community, the sense of community, the always there to give, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little upset for what you said about do we have to tailgate? No, get involved with the NHPO. That's what we need to do.
Just because you don't tailgate. Right? No, and I guess, and on that note, it doesn't matter if it's NHPO or whatever organization, but get involved.
NHPO.
And get involved, right?
Get involved.
Okay, you choose one, get involved, do something. And if you're sitting there by yourself thinking, man, I ain't got no friends, I have nothing to do, I don't have any opportunity. Really, the reality is opportunity comes from the relationships you build. And the last few careers that I've had have been through relationship building. Recommendations from other friends that see the performance. So you got to follow through, right? Follow through.
Can I
make it
make
happen.
a point on something?
Sure.
Yesterday was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
No, I'm
Yeah,
going to
sing
make
happy birthday.
I'm going to make my point.
Okay,
You
okay.
first.
So anyway,
I didn't call you cheap.
there's a friend of mine that has a bakery that makes the best German chocolate cake, Buenos Dias Bakery. He's a Republican, but he can make a heck of a German chocolate cake, man. So I wanted to tell Jose, thank you, brother.
I wanna also plug his Tres Leches cupcakes. Are
Oh,
awesome. too.
Chivo, this is not a plug-in session. All right, no selling. I'm just kidding. Oh, but on that note, get involved, do something, clean your mouth, brush your teeth, do it for over 2 minutes, get oral hygiene.
Take it easy.
I know, man. Do
Soft
that.
toothbrush.
Soft toothbrushes, and above everything else, get involved and do something. You are watching Latino Talk TV here at Houston Media Source. We'll see you here next week. Have a good night.
Then who? I get it.
I have